I want you to think about something. So first of all, I think that it is safe to say that when it comes to such things as nature, first of all, I guess that the first thing is we are just interested in learning something about our world, and the next thing is you may probably already work in your native language, and that's the problem here, because you can use that for learning the language, learning vocabulary, and also training your ears, right, when it comes to listening. Of why it is kind of like, useful and handy, let's say. It comes in handy, like, those movies. Just let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this table here.
Oh. Sea animals?
So what do we see, guys? What is this?
Sea animals?
Yeah, sea animals, absolutely. And most of the time, we know the basic animals like dolphin, like whales, sharks.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's like, let's take a look at this. You know, for example, right? But people may forget about cuttlefish. They may know about squid because we have like SpongeBob, Squidward. Forget about cuttlefish, right?
Yeah.
Then we have this guy, stingray or manta ray, right? So, or eel, right? Then maybe we know the blue whale, and we forget that there is orca as well, this animal. And you know them, guys, because you have seen them already. But what is the English name for these animals, right? We may forget about that. Or maybe we don't know completely. Sea urchin, for example, right? We know that these kind of sedentary animals, yes, they kind of inhabit the seas, but we may forget about that. And we see those animals and we hear how they are called. And this terminology is important because, first of all, we can enjoy movies more and better. And the next thing is we learn, but not in our language. We learn in the language that we kind of study, right? So that's a beautiful thing. Yeah? So, manatees, for example, everybody knows already, but we do not know that it is called manatee, right? So that's the beauty of the documentaries in particular, is the fact that they give us this knowledge. Yeah, and here I have some of the some of the best movies that you can check out. And my favorite out of those are BBC ones. Like, first of all is Planet Earth and Blue Planet 2 and 1. They are great. They are all great, and you can check them. Further ado, we would like to offer word to our speakers today. So who wants to be the first to share the story about those documentaries? If you have a personal story to share.
I think I have not like really specific history, like the background, but I can tell about how I experienced that feeling when I was very young. Well, like when we were, I think, like 10 or 12 years old, we had the TV channel called like Dünya Boylab. It was like Uzbek channel. And there were so many documentary films where they showed like the wildlife of the animals and like about snakes. I used to like watching a lot of movies about the snakes. They were so like interesting and intriguing. And I really, really loved one like documentary, and it was about the dinosaurs, I guess. it wasn't like the real dinosaurs, but they showed it like in a animated version. I think that they did like with the help of AI.
Yep.
And it gave us the feeling of that moment and how the planet was shaped, like, and after like millions, thousand years, like we're still living, but everything has changed. And they like used to show, I think, the current state of the earth, like how people are like making bad for the nature by the smokes, by the carbon dioxides and so on. And I remember like that time that I thought like, oh yes, we shouldn't smoke, we shouldn't burn like the rubbish outside because it really harms the planet. I really thought that at that time they were really like vital for our mindset, especially like from the young people from 10 to 15 years, to have to watch and realize how it's going on, like what is going on that planet. Because like we repeated like multiple times in our classes at school, at university, but still like young people doesn't really follow the rule to just preserve our planet. So I reckon that, yeah, documentary films plays a crucial role in our mindset. And yeah, I guess they're really important and interesting.
Yeah, something. So when you were watching, being a child, these films were not broadcast in English, right?
Yeah, they were in Russian and Uzbek because we didn't have that access, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 5 years ago, and I also like used it to watch the National Geography channel. So I used it to watch about. So there was all the documentary films about the wild side of our Earth. So it was about the sea animals, just animals, dinosaurs, and not only, and also about the insects. So I watched one of the shows how they like about the ants, how they are responsible for their family, for their friends. They like have them like video of 30 minutes how one aunt's life's going on in just one day, how they're like trying to find a food and to how to like to be responsible at all. So that was really interesting.
Yeah. So, and guys, in English or in another language? That's the question.
And it in English. It was no, in Russian.
Ah, okay. Okay. Okay, so that's the key here, right? If we, for example, come back to those movies and let's say watch them in English, in original, they even can feel different because yes, we learn a lot about nature, which is something that sometimes we, can face up with when we learn English in general, just because there are some topics, yes.
I agree.
And language proficiency like IELTS or TOEFL related that incorporate this topic because it's one of those important key topics.
Yeah.
And but for understanding of that, and when we watch that in English, this becomes a double beautiful task. So you have double advantage here. First of all, you learn a lot about our world. You conscious of all those environmental problems that our planet faces up with today. And besides that, we also learn about that stuff in English. So we can actually learn English language in itself, new words, new terms, new concepts. Yes?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Can I speak too about
So that's the good materials that we can, we learn a lot. So guys, what do you think? What are your suggestions? So I have a few ideas about in our curriculum as well. Yes. So what do you think? What should be the next film, like documentary, that we need to watch about what exactly? What do you like? What would you like to watch about?
Oh
It
my
was
God.
really great to watch like about ocean the last time. It was really interesting. I think
Yes.
it would be
Yes,
great to watch about like
Ocean is a
animals,
mm-hmm.
animals that we don't know, like and unusual animals. Maybe
Okay.
about dinosaurs that like we don't know. Like
Dinosaurs.
about
That was great because the last
reptiles.
time, the last time, right? The last year, we actually had this movie about dinosaurs, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, during the club meeting. So maybe maybe something else, right, related to that. Yeah, we of course we need something unusual, and then we can also learn new unusual vocabulary.
Yeah, agree.
yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because it really
Now I
helps.
have a question,
Well,
guys. That when we learn this stuff, I mean, like something about nature in this case, you can argue, not argue, but you can say something like us, meaning that we just like enlarge our outlook. That's awesome. But some people may find it a little bit like, not so motivational, right?
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Because they are more pragmatic in terms of language itself and in terms of like, uh, how to call it, developing their learning skills in English. So what do you think, guys? What nature give us in terms of developing our language skills besides vocabulary?
Could you repeat the question, please?
Yeah.
I have some problems with my internet connection, so sorry
Yeah,
for
it's
that.
happening with me too. Like we
Yeah.
cannot listen to your
Yeah,
full
connection is also
sentences
slow.
as well.
Yeah, I think that there is something wrong with the internet right now, but it's okay, but it's not as fast as it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, you can, of course, talk about them.
So to be like, you mean like fluent in language, like what skills should we have? That was the question.
Yeah, language skills, yes. Like documentaries, etc. Yeah.
Well, then maybe watching the real documentary films who like with the good pronunciations in British accent that can help to like fix our pronunciation, rhythm, and tone when we are speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it helps to improve our vocabulary, like when they are
Yes,
using
that's really correct.
some adjectives, nouns. Yes, we can improve our vocab, of course, and when they pronounce some words, we can just know about them and pronounce like that, and improve our pronunciation too at the same time.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
That's actually a very good idea because, I think that the first thing that we should develop speaking skill, and that's great because as I've said to you before, guys, when we uh, let's say talk about our textbooks, the textbooks are great and they have great exercises, but people usually keep in mind that okay, we made those things for non-native speakers to when it comes to such things as like all those movies,
Yeah.
etc. They do the reading that the language is not adapted, and that's great because it's a challenge for us. and we like challenge, right? Because it's the listening skill which comes from life itself.
Yeah.
For
Yes,
example, let's take a look at this. Some worksheets. Yeah, do you see it?
Yes. It's
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. So these are some worksheets and exercises and additional information we see based on the movie Planet Earth. So there was one episode, and they have this, worksheets that people can use. Yeah, that's awesome, right?
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
So the film, that this can work as educational source, right? As something that you can use in the class. But the problem is, guys, is that this is made for juniors, like 8th grade, 7th grade students, right? So, there is not so much material for high education, students.
Oh.
And yeah. Yeah, and that's the problem. The problem is that, basically, we can use our own ideas in order to create something like that. I want to show you an example of that I made myself. Guys, because we often do that, yeah? So I watch one episode or maybe like a part of it, and then I think about like, okay, what can we learn from that? And I create my own like exercises, paying attention to vocabulary and such.
Really?
So that's what I. And this works really nice. Yeah, because it's like I don't know already, like what my students need,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe what they will be interested in. And let's take a look at this. This worksheet that you have here, we have worked on that already. Yes, do you remember?
Yes, I
Yeah,
remember now.
Yeah.
It's about ocean that we watched the video.
Yes,
So
we
I
had
had to make
fun
it myself to make
doing
something more fun. Yeah, and I kind of had two ideas in my mind, and I think that it's important for everybody and for you guys as well, because in the future you can teach, and
Mm-hmm.
if you teach, it's a great to keep in mind. So let's take a look at this. First of all, we need to think about the level. So the level of our activities and exercises should be high enough for our students to be challenging, right? That's why if you take a look at those words here, some of them are okay, some of them are not okay, meaning that they are not challenging, right? Like for example,
Yes.
shuffle in the context of biology, right? Or maybe voracious, yeah. Or maybe like mud dwellers, right? This is already a term.
Mm-hmm.
Mud dwellers, seabed, tentacle. Some of the words can be terms. Some of the words can be, the words that are used by the narrator that are kind of beautiful and stylish. We can pay attention to them.
Yeah.
And also take a look here. So, these are the animals that we are going to watch. And then we need to follow, the facts that, are kind of like given about those animals. Such we can actually, we can actually work on those exercises. For example, you can create true-false statements. Yeah, true-false statements.
Yeah.
That are based on when they listen and watch at the same time, it is actually challenging because they have to focus on following the facts, but they are distracted by the fact that the movie itself is interesting and visuals are great. So, this is a little bit more challenging. For example, when you listen, but, using your headphones, just focus on listening, right? You do not see anything. You do not pay attention to anything. You only have action, which is listening, right? But when you watch something, it is difficult because you are distracted by the picture themselves, by the video. It may be kind of cool and exciting. And the facts that really thoroughly. I mean, you follow the facts, of course, but you follow it for pleasure. And when you do the exercises, it's challenging because you need to really focus on those questions because, I need to answer them, yeah? So, this is a good skill to develop because it just develops our listening skills. So, that's how it helps. Well, that's it, guys. And I hope that you found it useful. Now, any questions? If you do have any questions, welcome.
No questions, but it was really interesting.
Yes.
Yeah,
Maybe somebody wants to say something?
It was really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm happy for that.
The last time to watch a video about ocean was really interesting because, I saw first time the unusual animals, I mean fish. So thank you for that. And it's really interesting to watch some videos and to learn some vocabularies about nature. So, and I would like to watch other movies too.
Yeah,
We are
Mr.
looking.
Yes, and Mr.
I would
Paulino,
like to watch that you recommended us.
yeah,
That would be
Especially
a great
this one.
idea, guys.
Frozen Planet, especially for that. This.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll do this during the club meetings and also during our lessons when, we have a topic about nature, right? Ecology. So, okay, guys. Well, I would like to thank everyone for joining and thank you for being active. But of course, next time we need more, participants because actually this club, offline and online, but it can exist and function only if everybody is responsible enough. Yes, that's why.
Yes.
Please tell others to be more of this tomorrow. Yeah, because our live streams and our discussions, they will be later, checked out by everyone else, and it's why we need to show and do. So this is the message for everybody else who promised to come and didn't. So next time I expect those students to be active as well. So meanwhile, I would like to thank once again all the students who joined our live stream and provided with your ideas today.
Thank you too.
Thank you
yeah.
too.
Thank you so much. And up today, and see you in a few weeks' time, offline or online. We will, discuss it.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Paul.
See you guys.
Goodbye.
Have a good night.
Bye bye. Okay.